Hello YouTubes, this is a little Walthers Trainline locomotive which should run super smooth and super quiet, but it doesn't. Now I know that didn't seem like much of an issue, but if we've got a cracked gear in there, it's not just a noise thing, it can also affect the pulling power of whatever's behind it. So let's get into this. This looks different again from the things I'm used to. I'm not actually seeing any screws holding it together. I wonder if this bit comes off. That seems fairly stuck on there. Might just be a shell thing. First thing I'm going to do is remove the couplers, just so I don't break them. They're nice KD couplers, or at least KD style couplers. So I'll get them off. I wonder why that's got a copper plate on that side. I mean, it doesn't connect to that or anything. It's just bizarre. Anyway, I was kind of hoping that that was going to be holding on the body, but it's not. I think I need to lever this off and see if there's a screw underneath there. Trying to lever against something that's not going to break. I mean, it must come off. There's no way that that's part of a metal chassis. Oh yeah, that's a stabbing right there. Might have to go for a wee lie down after that. I can see a clip in there. I wonder if that was actually clipped into the inside of the frame. No blood yet, we're good. Why are fingers a magnet for screwdrivers? Have you noticed that? They will find a way to stab you. Okay, I think this is actually clipped onto the chassis rather than the frame, rather than the body, so I don't think that was affecting. That wasn't me, by the way. Maybe it was. Okay, is that helping? Is that helping get the... No. Okay, next thing I'm going to try, I'm going to chop up one of my old Canadian Automobile Association cards, because everyone's suggesting I do this. Not because I've got anything against Canadian Automobile Association, but we can use these to slide in between the body and the chassis and hopefully remove the body without having to have 4 pairs of hands. So let's find a gap. Don't be tempted to pull your ladder out. There's a gap there, I can sneak this in. God, they really hide the clips well. Just cannot see where it's hooked in. I think I need to get further up to the back. Making sure there's not a wee cheating screw at the top, but no. Oh, this is a pain. What am I missing here? Wonder if there's one at the very back there that I'm missing. Let's try that. into this. Oh, okay, I think I've discovered something. Let's take these out again. I've just spotted there's clear plastic clips there. You see that there? Wonder if we lever that, and that looks more like it. So maybe I have to lever that out and get the plastic strip in there. You see that? Hey, this is horrible. Oh, careful, don't bend your horns or break them. Take your time. Oh, goodness. Trying to figure out the best way to do this without damaging anything. Don't like levering metal against plastic. That definitely wants to come out though. Okay, I need to get my cradle. Try a slightly different approach because I need to be able to pull this up while I'm levering these out. Lever that out. Maybe get a bit of card in there now. Keep that open. Ooh. Right, so I've got a bit of card in between that clear plastic bit. Do the same with that side, hopefully. Are you going to come out now? Try doing it with all four. There we go. That was the way to do it. That was horrible. I don't think this shell has ever been off. So, those four clear plastic panels, which double up as that tiny window, that's all they do. Anyway, those four little clips connect. Where do they connect? There, 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 and there. Oof, right, put that somewhere safe since we took such care to not damage it, except for that horn. Stay. Okay, next. As much as I love the Trainlines, because they're so heavy and so smooth and I've got big motors, they're not the easiest to work on. Because to get access to the trucks and be able to remove them, we need to remove this, get this out of the way, which is a shame. Interesting, so that little plate I was talking about looks to be the... No, it's not. I thought it was maybe a negative terminal, but it's not. It's just a brass clip. That's weird. Okay, let's remember and put that back in. All that does is hold the bulb in, which I might replace because that is... don't think that's an LED. Anyway, a job for another day. Let's see what's holding this in. Tape, apparently. Oh, it's got one screw at the back. Remove that. And that bit of tape there, which is just sellotape. It's not even capped on tape, which leads me to believe someone has been in here. Now we do seem to have enough wire that we don't have to disconnect these, hopefully. We can just lift this out of the way. It's no big if we have to, because they're all just on with these little clips anyway. Okay, so that gives us access into the trucks. These clips, similar to Athearn, I presume, although I could be completely wrong there. Yeah, I think I'm wrong. I thought they were going to clip off like the Athearn ones, the blue box, where you clip, you know, get under there and lift it off, but I think they're sideways clips. Just to make life even more difficult. I might just remove this panel for now. It's fairly simple to get back. If I just remember that the two blue nearest me, oh no, God, there's lots of different ones. I can consult the video when I have to put these back in. I think that's just going to annoy me. Right, these pull out, like so. Oh, they're soldered on. This has definitely been into at some point, because I don't believe these would be soldered. There's no point soldering them if you're using these clips. From factory at least. Okay, we're just going to have to deal with the mess. How do we get these out? Oh, I see what it is. Okay, there is a little U-shaped clip that goes over the top there. Hopefully I'll be able to get this off and show you. Try not to damage the circuit board. I don't see a way to get in from the bottom. Oh, I could get into the bottom. Put a screwdriver through. Let's see, through there. Up to the bottom of that clip there. There's a screwdriver, so I'm just going below that. Get in there. Oh, trying to stab me again. Oh, that clip came off. Now I don't know where it is. Hey, did anyone see where that clip just went? It's a magical disappearing clip. Anyway, that is now separating, which I don't like. This is horrible. I don't remember these being so bad. If that separates, then the worm gear should come out. And then the whole thing should drop down. Because I can't seem to get this out without removing the worm gear. See it in there? It's hitting off of that bar of the frame. So I do need to get this out. But it's not separating quite enough. Drive shaft. Put that somewhere safe. This is nonsense. I'm going to have to actually desolder these, because if I do drop the trucks down, because they're wired to the, because these wires are soldered to the trucks, I would only be able to remove it that far. Let's do it one at a time. So blue wire nearest me. You're going to heat up the soldering iron so I can remove that blue wire, that black wire. Hang on a sec. I'm back and I found that little clip. It jumped on top of me. Right, soldering iron, make sure you're nice and clean. Let's remove that blue wire. Come on. And of course, the black wire. Okay, so now they are free to drop down with the truck, if we can figure out how to get the truck off. Must be an easier way, and once I find out what that easier way is, I'll let you know. There must be. This is a ridiculous idea. What's holding you on? There's a little clip there, down the middle there, that I think if I squeeze it will drop down, but it's still not going to drop down enough to get past the worm gear, I don't think. You see that down there? Let's see if we can separate those two panels enough to pull this worm gear up. I'm sure this is not the right way to do it, and we will find out the correct way to do it once we get it apart. This is the way I usually work. It's the same when I'm working in cars. Once you dismantle something, everything makes a lot more sense. So worm gear's out and it's bone dry, which might explain the clicking noise. So this still won't drop down because of that little clip. It's kind of like the little pins you get in passenger cars and goods wagons and stuff. Not the best, but... And it's certainly not going to be adjustable. Yeah, this is horrible. They must have changed the design because I've never seen this before. I need to get a tiny pair of pliers to squeeze them together. Hold on. These aren't going to be small enough, I don't think. We'll give it a shot. I don't want to just pull it down because then I might break the little clips that are holding it in place and then it'll never go back in properly. But he's not giving me much of an option here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was horrible. Okay, let's have a look at this. All-wheel pickup. Let's see, is that a clip at the bottom holding it together? Must be right. Let's see if we can carefully lever that up. So the clip that I found holds the top together. There does seem to be a couple of clips down here. This is just a weird design. I think these sides might actually come off. No, that's connected to the bottom. That has to... Oh my goodness, what is going on? Not a fan of working on this. Right, I need to get under there. That clips over there. Other side clips also. Okay, that's fairly straightforward. This separates in half, but not until we remove the wheels. So let's try and keep these in order. I don't think it matters, but it might. Yeah, it's got that white grease in it that I just despise because it just dries out. Tell you what, let's check the gears before we go any further. They look kind of brand new. Maybe the whole thing was just really dried out. They're clean as well. I mean, they'll be cleaner because, you know, I'll be cleaning it shortly. But the gears themselves don't look worn. They're not spinning. That looks a bit filthy there. Wonder if that's full of nonsense. Let's see if there's hair or anything. Nah, it's alright. If we clean up, it'll be fine. And the other one. Yeah, it's just the white grease. It's not even that dry. Maybe it was never running. Because the body of it is in excellent condition. Maybe someone bought it, put it on a shelf and thought, one day I will use that Loco, and one day never came. So again, they're not rotating around the shaft, so they're perfectly fine on the gear. The gear looks good. Those gears, they look good as well. So I think I'm going to clean it up. Do I take it? Oh, might as well. I was going to say, well, I take it further apart, but here we are. Going to change all the grease to synthetic gel grease that I got. Make sure these are all nice. Yeah, they all seem fine. Just double checking the main motor gear, or whatever we're going to call that one, idler gear maybe? No, that one's an idler gear. I'm just talking nonsense. So let me clean this up, add some grease, clean up the little wiper. They look clean as well. Right, I'm just going to clean them up, clean up the wheels, get it back together. See you shortly. I'm going to put gloves on as well, because, not because I'm a big pussy, but because if I get oil in my fingers and then I put the shell back on, I'm going to get oil all over the shell, and it's immaculate. See you in a bit. Well, that was horrible, and we're not done yet. I just could not find an easy way to remove that truck. Oh, let me take this off for a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. If we can get in here. So you can take that little clip off, but the truck will not drop down because the drive shaft end gets in the way. So the only way I can think of would be to remove that universal joint out, and I wasn't willing to do that in case it didn't go back on again. Or the way I did it, which was to split that, separate it and pull the worm gear out, which cannot be the right way. So if you've got any better ideas than that, let me know. It just seems like a rather awkward way of doing things. So as you may have noticed, if you were paying attention to the fast forwarding bit, I didn't take the front off, because judging by the rear truck and all the gears, which were in perfect condition, if a bit dry, I think all I need to do now is remove this bottom clip and just grease everything up. I think that's possibly all it needed. Oh, I did find a rough spot on one of the gears on that truck, which I kind of scraped away, so hopefully that will stop the clicking noise. And with a bit of grease and running in time, we might be good. But for this front truck, I'm just going to take this cover off. They've got some lube in them, but they are a bit dry, so I'm just going to clean them up. But I can at least take the wheels out now, give them a clean, and then lube everything up, put it back together, and we should be good. So I will see you when they're clean and back in place. Alright, we're all lubed up, cleaned up, shell back on, couplers back on. I even managed to break off one of the horns just as a little bonus. Overall, a fairly traumatic experience, but hopefully it'll run better. What I will do is, what I normally do is put it straight in the track. I'm going to run it round for 20 minutes each way, see if we can get rid of that ticking noise. And I'll see you on the track when it's all perfectly smooth and quiet. Well, I've been running it back and forward for 20 minutes and I can now report it's exactly the same. And headlight doesn't work anymore. This Loco hates me. Anyway, I suppose I better give it at least one lap. That's all it deserves. Maybe I'm just being too fussy. It's still smooth, but you can hear that. You can hear that wee tick noise. Maybe it'll disappear over time. We'll see. Definitely gets a bit louder the faster it goes. And I have checked, nothing is vibrating, nothing's hitting the shell. I ran it without the shell, it was still ticking, so the shell's just amplifying the sound, unfortunately. I just don't think it's worth replacing all the gears. Let's just go with it needing a full run-in. Maybe run it in a live stream for 12 hours. No, we're not doing that. Still looks nice though, I guess. Kind of reminds me of those Genesis ones. They have that tick, don't they? Is it the Genesis? You'll know what I'm talking about. Am I just getting too fussy in my old age? Is that what it is? Just every other Trainline I've had, it's been super quiet, super smooth. It's letting the side down. I mentioned a live stream. Last weekend I did a live stream for 9 hours. It was only supposed to be a 3-hour stream, but I get bullied into staying up all night. So Sunday night, 8 o'clock, this coming Sunday, I'm doing a 3-hour stream. We'll see. Thanks for watching. See you soon. I'll do a victory lap with some coaches, I suppose.